Hey guys, welcome to this video where I install and configure GVIM in Windows. And at the end of this video, you will have something like this where you could actually just add different color schemes. I also have installed some of the runtimes, including Python, that supports running some of the plugins as well. And you could also actually go to the full screen mode, which looks really nice. It's very non-distracting. Now installing Vim in Mac is pretty easy. I have been using Vim in Mac and Linux for a few years now. I have also been using Vim in Windows as well, but the installation of Vim in Windows is a bit more complicated than it is for Mac and Linux. Definitely because I think Vim was not made for Windows in the beginning, and there are some wrappers that is going around, how Vim is executing and all that. And how some of the plugins and stuff work and the runtimes that is required to run those plugins is also a bit different. So they gotta actually just do a few things to get it right. But once you get it right, you don't really have to worry about it. It just works after that. So let's get started and see where we can get to. All right, so let's start. First, we're going to do download Vim. So download Vim. So vim.org is the official Vim website. So just going to go there. Now what I'm looking for is the MS Windows version. So just go in there. There are multiple varieties available here. You could also get the source code and you could actually just build Vim from there. I normally get the self-installing executable, works every time, so I'm just going to get it. Now this one is GVIM 8.2, which means it is the graphical user interface, but it also has the terminal Vim in it. So if you want to use it in the command prompt or something, we could still do that. So I'm going to download this one. Speaking of which, I have already downloaded. That's the only step I finished already. So let's say we downloaded it. Now I'm just going to go to my downloads folder and install it. So I'm not going to do anything here, just accept and go through the wizard, finish it. Do I want to see the README file? I think I do. Let's have a look at it. Now I'm just closing this one now. Now that is what Vim looks like when you just install it. It doesn't look that good and you can't really do much with it. You can edit text, but it doesn't have support for any programming languages or anything. Just out of the box it does, but sort of not everything that what you're looking for. So I'm going to change the size of this one. And let's look at what we got with Vim. Now, this is the Vim version. It has a lot of information about what it is. So this one basically is the 32-bit version. That's the version I install every time, and it works with no problems. I haven't tried the 64-bit version, so I'm not sure how well it works and how easy it is to get it to work the way you can actually get the 32-bit version. So I'm not sure. This one also shows some other things about what are the languages it supports and stuff. Additionally, there is a Vim configuration, like a snapshot that is shown in here. So these are different configuration files that you could use. For every user, you can have a vimrc file. And what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to create a vimrc file for myself. And then we're going to add some stuff in there. So that is going to be in the home directory vimrc. So let's just finish this bit. And I'm just going to get a new file. I'm going to save this on my user directory. So let's say user, that's my user vimrc. There's actually nothing in here. What I want to do is to, let's say I want to change the font. Now, before I do that, there's one problem when you immediately come in here. Actually, if I just type something here and then copy it, take it to Vim, and I paste it using P, it doesn't work because Vim doesn't actually share the clipboard of Windows. Now there's one way we can actually just ask it to do it. You could say set clipboard equals unnamed, and now I can paste it and it works. So what I need to do that is, I don't want to type that set clipboard command every time I come to Vim. I just need that to be done every time I load Vim. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to say here set clipboard equals unnamed. I'm also thinking that I want to change the font here. Let's see how to change the font of Vim. GVIM change font. There's a Stack Overflow piece in here, and I've done this. So you could just use this one for Windows. If you're going to share this configuration with your Mac or Linux, then we could use this one. It supports different versions and set different fonts for different environments. That will be really useful. So I'm just going to get that, go here and paste. Okay, now I could just save this in here. Now I want to reload the configuration file. So what I could do is I could just press colon source and percentage. There you go. So what are the font in here, which is actually for Win32, which is this one, has been applied. Looks good for the time, so I think I'm happy with it. One of the other things I want to mention here is sometimes when you install Vim, you would not get the syntax coloring. So there's one way to actually just set it. I'll just show that in the command line here, colon. At the bottom, I'm just typing set, actually syntax off, I think. Yeah, so if syntax is off, it'll be looking like this. One way to set syntax on is basically say syntax on. Actually, I could just say syntax on, right? And I'm going to just load this file. Percentage is for this file, so I'm just going to resource this file. There you go, syntax is on. We'll be resourcing this file as we go on, because we'll be changing the configuration frequently. So I'm thinking maybe I will add a mapping here to reload it. So mapping to reload configuration. So I would like to do that. Let's say nmap. I want to map the normal leader SO. I would say source, and what it should do is it should source C. Actually, let's try this one, $home /vimrc. So a leader will actually lead into a command, so to speak. So I have to set a leader here. My normal leader here is I think it is map leader. Okay, let's see how to set leader. Vim set leader. It's the same thing for whatever the Vim variant you're using, but I've forgotten it. So how do you set the leader? Okay, let map leader is equal to that. So that's what I want to do. I want to set the leader. So I'm just going to come here, paste this, and I want to set that to command. That's what I normally set it to. Now, so I set the leader now, and I also have this configuration. So if I source this once, that command will take effect. Now hereafter, I could be able to say ISO, and it'll actually just source Vim. It doesn't press the return key, so I'm just going to enter that at the end too. And save it, source it, and now if I just source it, it'll just work. So I could actually just do whatever here and press ISO, and it'll actually just reload it. So that is good. We got something in here. So now that we are here, I want to close these, reopen. So yes, Vim got some syntax coloring in here. I want to get the plugin set up. So how do I set the plugins? Okay, there's one important thing about plugins. Now I'm just going to get the version again, just colon version, load it here. Now in order for Vim to actually just work with most of the plugins, you need proper Python versions. Now this is something that we normally get wrong, so that's why I want to actually just explicitly talk about this piece. So my Vim variant is basically on a 32-bit architecture, so I want to get Python versions in 32-bit architecture. That has to be noted. If you get 64-bit, it's not going to work. The other thing is, which versions do I want? Now if you just go to the bottom of the version information, there is the Python versions mentioned in here. So there's Python 2.7.dll, and there is also Python 3.6.dll. So we are going to have to download Python versions and set them. Now it's not already set, and one of the ways to say that is basically you could just press colon echo has Python and it doesn't have it, 0. And I could also say has Python 3, doesn't have it either. So that's one of the ways to actually just check if it has Python configured. So it doesn't have it. So let's get and install Python. So Python 2.7 download. That looks promising. Remember, we want 32-bit version, so just going to go here. I'm going to get the x64 MSI installer for 2.7.0. Looks like that's what I want. Cool. Install for all users. That's all right. I want to set the path though. Yeah, Python 2.7. That's all right. So let it install. Finish. Okay, so I installed Python 2.7. So I just want to see, once I reload this, echo, press up arrow just to see. Oh, there you go. So Python 2.7 is now installed. As you can see, echo has Python is now returning 1. Let's do the same thing for Python 3.6, right? 3.6 download. Python org again. 32-bit. Where's that? x84 64-bit Windows help file. x86 executable installer. Yeah, I like executables, so I'm just going to get this one. Okay, and install that. It's going to install this weird location, so I'm just going to change that location. I don't know why it is going there. I'm just going to set it to this location. That looks better. Sort of goes with the other installation I did as well. I also want to add Python to environment variables. Yep, install for all users as well. I think that's all right. So just say done. I'm going to reload this one because I want to see if Python 3. Oh, it is not installed. I can set the Python path in Vim, so I'm just going to go for that reason, that solution. GVIM set Python path. Now this, like, if Vim is not able to automatically detect where Python is installed, we could actually just set the path in here. So just Want to know how to do it? There should be something around here that says how to do that. Nope. Okay, so Python 3 home and Python 3 DLL. So I think that's what I'm actually just looking for. So let's set these in Vim and just be brave. So I'm just going to edit my Vimrc file, and I'm just going to do our sourcing thing, ISO, and say it has got Python 3. It has not. Okay, let's see if Python 3 dynamic is actually in there. Okay, so it has Python 3 dynamic, so I think that is good enough. We are good for, I think, starting with how to set the plugins. Okay, so we are going to install some plugins and see how it works. So before I do that, I need to actually just decide which plugin manager do I want to use. I can actually install plugins to Vim manually by myself. I don't want to do that. I just want to actually get a plugin manager. So I have been using Vim plug quite a lot, so I'm just going to install this one, I think. So let's go to the GitHub page. That should have information as to how to install it. Easy to set up. In Windows, I could just do this to install Vim plug in PowerShell. So I'm just going to get PowerShell and paste this, press enter. Okay, I think that worked. I have no idea. So once I have done that, I think I could configure it. So the way to configure that is basically get a configuration like this, and it has a different section for the plugins. So I don't want all these plugins, but I could actually just get this sample configuration and remove what I don't need. So let's copy everything in here, go back into here and paste. Now I'm just going to enlarge this a bit so that you can see what is happening here. Get it over here. Save that. So I'm just going to close this one this time and going to reload this one. It didn't have any problems with it. So what I'm going to do now is just :plug install. Okay, it's just going to say plug install, and that will install all the plugins in here. So the fact that this command is available here means that the plugin manager is fine, but I just want to actually just remove some of the plugins that I don't use here. I don't want them to be downloaded. So let's Vim easy align, just keep something here just for us to, Altisnips is good for snippets. YCM generator, I haven't used it. Vim Go, I'm not going to do any Go coding today. If you set dev prototype plugins, I don't need any of these. And so there's some documentation here as well. So I'm just going to get rid of these two. So okay, that's good. Altisnips, the nerd tree, and Vim easy align, just having something here. So I'm just going to resource this one, and I'm going to say plug install. There you go. So now it is going to install all of these plugins. Make sure you have git installed and it is in your path. Otherwise this one is not going to work, because this is actually a git cloning process from GitHub. It didn't ask me to do that because I already have it. So that's it. So that's good. So I'm just going to close this. So I think that worked. I could just check it by checking nerd tree. So I say nerd tree toggle, and I could actually just get the tree in here. So this is just a file manager that I could use. in order to go into files and edit them and stuff like that. So I think we'll learn about it, but so we got our first plugins installed. So before we go any further, let's improve the appearance of Vim a bit. I don't like this light layout. I want a dark layout. I also need some other small pieces here and there. So just going to close this guy, keep this here. I want to install a theming system. So this is nice theming system that I could use called Base 16. How do I install it for GVIM? I think this is the one. Yeah, so this has many different themes. It's not just one, so I'm just going to get this one. And the goodness with the plugin system is I could actually just get this one. So, and then I could reinstall the plugins and I'll get the theming. So I'm just going to put the theming pieces up in here. There's a small error in Altisnips. I think it is due to Python 3.6. Let's try to fix that later. Okay, I'm going to comment out the Altisnips for the time. Let's figure that one out later. So I'm just going to close this one, reopen. Not a lot of problems. That's good. Just going to edit VimRC again and put our get the plugin manager again. Put the base 16 Vim in here. So this is only for color scheme. Okay, did that, save that, do plugin install again. Oh, I forgot to resource it, so I'm going to resource it and then do plugin install. There you go. Let's just try this. Color scheme, base 16 something. Oh, there you go. So I'm getting a good color scheme here. Okay, so that is good. I could, so whatever the command I typed here, I could actually include that in my VimRC. So I'm going to get the same colors after that. So base 16, 30, 24. That's hard to remember. Okay, so let's just go here. I'm just going to close this one. I'm going to set the color scheme at the after the plugins have been installed, initialized. Sorry, base 16. What was it again? 30, 24. 30, 24. So there are many other color schemes actually, but if you see color scheme again, base 16. There are so many others. I can just press tab here. I can apply different color schemes. That one was actually not that good. I like these black metals. Normally I love this one, but anyway, so you get different color schemes. If I actually just save this now, so I'm just going to close this, reopen, just to see if the colors I have applied. There you go. That looks good. I think it already looks much better. Okay, so that looks good. I want to do one thing now. Actually, I see I can actually just take this to full screen mode, right? So I could just say that it goes to full screen. There's no other full screen mode in here. I just want to actually just bring a full screen mode, and there's no full screen mode supported by GVIM, but I saw that there's a GVIM full screen plugin that you could use. Full screen. I think it is this one. So for Vim 32, this is also one of the reasons I don't want to try the 64-bit version. I'm not sure if it works. So you could just get this one. Allows you to run GVIM full screen, and source code included in here. You just have to call it like this, but I have to get this file and put it where GVIM is. So I'm just going to do that. So just get this one and save it into downloads folder. Now where is GVIM? Oh, that's interesting. I don't really know where it is. Let's go to open file location. This is where it is. Oh, that's the shortcut. Let's just go to properties of this and open file location. There you go. So I'm in here. Now I'll go to the downloads in this one. I'll get this one, copy the DLL, paste it here, continue. I just got the GVIM full screen DLL in there, so I think that's going to work. So just going to minimize these two. I'm going to just run this command. Or actually, I could actually just map it to function key. This looks much better because then I can just press F11 to do that. So let me edit my vimrc, and I'm going to paste it somewhere. Where should it be? I'll just put it on the top, I think. Okay. Good, I just saved it. Now I'm going to resource it, press F11. There you go. It kind of works, but I think there are some of the toolbars and stuff that is in here, and also a scroll bar that I want to get rid of. How would I do that? So all of these can be disabled by using let's see, GVIM disable toolbar. So I could just do this. I don't want any of these. So minus equals M, minus equals T, minus equals R for GUI options will set everything, or will hide everything. Now, one of the interesting pieces for this one is actually this also has to happen in, if it is to Win32, right? So I'm just going to paste it here. There's a small tabbing problem here. So okay, so if I resource this one, there you go. I got nothing in here now. If I press F11, I'm in full screen. It's really nice. Looking in here, I also want to move this one here because I should only actually do this mapping if it is on Windows. I'm just going to resource it, and I'm going to press this. There you go. Looks good. So let's do a couple more improvements to the look and feel of this, and then just wrap it there. So let's say I could enable number, and I can actually just see the number here. I could also set relative number. So there's relative numbers in here, and you also have the number. You also have the number where the current cursor is as well. So I'm going to also set these to my defaults. So set number, set relative number. As you can see, there's syntax coloring now. So every time I get it wrong, it's going to actually just not highlight it. So it's highlighted properly now. So it's good. So I'm just going to save it. Just set that. Additionally, like if you just go in here, you could like change these the column height. So I normally change the column height. I set the font size. I'm just going to keep the same font size here, but let me just show you. Say set line space, and I could just actually set it to 4 or something. We could try this even in here. Set line space 4, and I like a bit of line space. So I don't know, like 6 or something. Still looks good, I think. So I'm just going to put it at 4, and I think we improved it quite a bit, and that looks really good. And we could actually start doing a few more things from here, like configuring it for React development or something in the next session. But I think this actually just gives us a nice start and a very good look and feel. All right, that's it for this one. So see you in the next one.